I'm going to be ranking every single method and strategy of getting clients for your business from absolutely terrible, you should not do this, to client acquisition methods so good you should be able to get a new client within 24 hours. We grew our agency to multiple seven figures, and the fact is that lead generation is hard. There's a million things that you can do, and it's arguably one of the most important pieces of your business because it's what's going to drive revenue for your business. I remember trying one thing, moving to the next, trying another thing, moving to the next, wasting my time, money, resources, and more with little to no results. And if you don't figure out lead generation, you're going to be stuck doing the same thing that I did and waste resources that could have easily been used elsewhere. There's better ways to do it, and this is exactly what we want to share. And literally, once you crack the code that I'm about to share with you, this is where you'll start to see your business take off. So let's help shortcut you so that you can start to achieve results you're capable of getting, starting with the worst. So let's pull up our list of different options, and coming in at number 8 is going to be cold calling. So we tried cold calling, and honestly, it didn't really work that well. The pros were that it's easy to get phone numbers. There's a lot of auto dialers out there you can use from a software perspective, and it is personal when you do, in fact, get them on the call. The cons is that it's extremely inefficient. You can maybe hit 200 calls in a working day as a full-time cold caller, maybe 5% actually answer, and then the pressure's on to actually convert them, and you have split seconds to do so. Plus, you'll probably catch them off guard. Maybe they're like in the middle of something, or they just randomly happen to answer the phone, and the likelihood of them being at their computer ready to take your information is not great. And plus, there's gatekeepers, and let's be honest, when people say that they're gonna call you back, do they actually call you back? I've never gotten a call back from a cold call, so that's why this is coming in at number 8. Coming in at number 7 for the ways to generate business is going to be Facebook groups. So here you pretty much use Facebook groups to post and then connect with people within that niche. The pros is that you have a connection and there's an easy introduction to people because you guys are in the same group. It's a personal connection because it's a Facebook, and it's also easy to pre-qualify with similar interests, and they can like see your posts and check you out and vice versa. The cons are going to be you don't really know that they're a fit, right? Like if you're prospecting from a B2B space, you're not really sure if you're talking to the decision maker or somebody who just works at the company or who you're even talking to. It takes time. It's a lot of nurturing. It's a lot of conversations back and forth. And honestly, a lot of people are picking up on it. And when we tried it, we did not have the success that we were hoping for. Okay, so that's why I put Facebook groups at number 7. So coming in at number 6 is going to be Instagram DMs. So Instagram DMs essentially is cold DM a bunch of people to start conversations and try to get them on an appointment or however you want to do it. The advantages of this are it's more of a personal connection. You can pre-qualify your ideal clients and get really specific to them before you actually reach out to them. They can see your post, check you out, etc. The disadvantages is that it's pretty saturated and it's a little bit spammy. Your messages usually end up in a request folder or maybe don't even go through. You're also limited on Instagram to how many people you can reach out to every single day. And you're not really sure if you're talking to the decision maker, right? Like your target customer may not be on Instagram. And that's why Instagram DMs are going to come up at number 6. So coming in at number 5, I am going to put social media ads. So social media ads essentially is you running an ad to get someone to fill out a form, to request more information, or to book a call, or to watch a video like a VSL, and they fill out a form and they submit their information, or they book a call directly from the ad that you're running. The advantage is they're just filling out a form. You're going to get a lot of contact information that you're going to be able to then leverage. Another advantage is that it can be scalable. The more money you spend, the more traffic you should get realistically. The disadvantages though is that it can be expensive. Also with ads, let's just say you're doing a form fill, you still need to follow up with them. You still need to somehow get them on the call. You're pretty much just shotgunning your approach, hoping that your ideal client sees your ad, fills out the form, agrees to a call or your services. And at the end of the day, what I've experienced is that you get more curious people versus more serious people. And the people that actually do show up to the call is a pretty low ratio. So that is why social media ads are coming in at number 5. Okay, coming in at number 4, I'm going to put LinkedIn messaging. So LinkedIn messaging, similar to the other direct messages approaches, is reaching out to people on LinkedIn, starting conversations and converting them to a call. So you can do this manually or you can use software. There's several different tools that you can use for this. From an advantage perspective, the beauty of LinkedIn is that you can reach decision makers, right? And also LinkedIn is very contextual for professional connections. So they have their job title, you know how long they've been at the position. Going on LinkedIn, I'm expecting to make professional professional connections if I am in fact active on that profile. It's also really easy to search using their tools, right? Like you can search by job titles, you can search by how long they've been there, you can search by the company name, etc., etc. It's really easy to find people. The disadvantages, again, is that you have limits and can only hit up so many people in one day. Another disadvantage is that you may not be hitting your decision maker, or your decision maker may not be active on LinkedIn. There's a lot of business owners, if you are in the B2B space, who are just simply not active on LinkedIn, and especially the business owners, which is who you want to talk to. So that is why LinkedIn messaging is coming in at number 4. So coming in at number 3 is going to be building your brand. So organic, building your brand, etc. So the advantages of this is that you scale trust, right? Like you draw people into your brand without having to spend money on ads or doing a bunch of direct messages. You bring people in through the content that you're creating. Another advantage is that people get to know you, right? It's a way easier sell. By having a really good brand and getting somebody who comes in from your brand, the sell is significantly easier. The disadvantages, though, are that it takes time. It's a long game. It's not instant results. It's not like you can constitute every 5 posts you're going to get a call. It's definitely a big picture, long game. Okay, coming in at number 2 is going to be cold SMS. So cold SMS is essentially just sending out a bunch of cold text messages. The advantages of this is you text people, I text people, business owners probably text people, everybody texts, right? The attention is on text messages and it's easy to get in front of people. The disadvantages, though, is that it can be a little bit risky. There's a lot of people picking up on the cold text message game, and there's a lot of new restrictions coming out. So just be aware of that if you do go ahead and try cold text messaging or cold SMSing. Be aware of the laws. I'm not telling you to do anything. Do it at your own risk. The second real disadvantage is that it can be sometimes hard to find cell phone numbers of the decision makers, just depending on the niche that you're working in. But if you do have a niche where you have cell phone numbers, this could be really good for you guys. And lastly, a very common denominator disadvantages is that you have a limited amount you can send. It's not like you can really blast out 1 million text messages a day, or a couple 100,000, or even a couple thousand a day. You'll have a limit from a cap perspective. It could be really expensive as you start to send a really high volume of text messages, if you can even find that many people's phone numbers. So that is why it is coming in at number 2. And coming in at number 1, the only one left, is cold email, mass email. So basically this is getting your prospects' email information using a tool like Instantly to mass email, cold email them, create a personalized sequence that gets them from a email to an actual appointment. And this by far has been the most successful way for us to get new business at our agency. And as much as I hype this up, there are some disadvantages of cold email, though. First being, your prospects probably get a lot of emails if you are in fact reaching out to the decision makers or a founder or a CEO of a company. But what this means for you is that you need to stand out. You need to write personalized emails. You need to write good copy. You need to use good copy in your email so that you can actually provoke a response. Another disadvantage is you just might not get a response right away. And to combat this with cold email, and what we've done is having a really strong follow-up sequence and not just sending one email and expecting somebody to respond and book a call from that. Cold email is a game of timing and a game of numbers. So you need to send a lot, and you need to send a lot over a period of time. And you need to make sure that you're not just sending one and then ditching the prospect or the contact information that you have and just marking it automatically as bad. As far as advantages go, honestly, there's a ton. With cold email, you're literally going straight to where your customers are, which is their email. With a lot of the different tools that we talked about, we don't know if we're reaching the decision maker, but with email, we know that if we can get the decision maker's email, we can go to the decision maker. It's not a guessing game. The second advantage that I love about cold email is you can send thousands of emails every single day to the decision makers. There's no cap to it, really. And at our peak, we were sending 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 emails every single day to decision makers with no issues whatsoever. Another advantage to the cold email is that we can personalize them at scale and completely automate the sending and follow-ups. A lot of what we just went over is manual. You need to hire people to do it. But with cold email, you literally just have Instantly do it for you, and it's pretty simple to execute. Guys, if you're doing any sort of outreach, many of your customers are engaged with their email inboxes. especially B2B. This is why I love cold email for reaching out to people and doing client acquisition. All in all, to me, cold email is the best lead generation tactic that you need to learn and use ASAP before trying any of the other channels. Okay, cool. So now you know cold email is the best way to get clients for your business, but the problem is you don't know how to do cold email effectively yet. And that is why we put together this video here, which covers everything you need to know about cold email as a beginner. By the end of watching it, you'll know exactly how to set up and create cold email for your business and start getting business ASAP. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you like the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to the channel where we post content like this consistently geared for you.